Welcome to Flashback Monday, January 2018. I keep wishing for my Romantic Times book review to materialize, but it's not. They ended in July of 16. If anybody has any ideas for future Flashback Mondays, please leave it in the comments below. I'm looking for ideas. We're eventually going to catch up to the present day, and I need to figure out what to do. So please leave some comments in the thing, and please hit the thumbs up. Nobody's hitting the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. My co-host is here too. So, hey, and it's the D. Louise book series. I read books. I talk about books. No special effects. No theme music. None of that fancy stuff going on here. So, anyways, see if I can do this. There she is. There's the feline. So, anyways, where was I? Oh, so book 1, Jen McKinley. Every dog has his day, and we will be doing this series. I've been doing her other series. See what has the other ones. The Library Lovers series. I did that one, and I'm collecting the Hat Shop series. I've done a couple of those. So every dog has his day. Bluff Point Brewery owner Zachary Kane wants nothing to do with commitment. His wild bachelor lifestyle suits him perfectly until a foster kitten named Chaos makes him a reluctant hero. Now he's BFFs with the kitten's 2 little girls and finds himself falling for their gorgeous mother, who couldn't think less of him. Divorced mother Jessie Connolly wants nothing to do with men like Zach. He's sexy and charismatic and bad news, just like her ex. But her girls adore him, and he's doing a great job filling in for their deadbeat dad. Then a snowstorm brings out the best in both neighbors, who turns out have more in common than their mutual attraction. And I have got to sneeze. Lauren Dane, Whiskey Shop Unraveled. Maybe Dolan has lived independent, free-spirited, and unattached since leaving home at 16. Whiskey Shop, Seattle's sexy vintage-style barbecue shop and whiskey bar, gave her a job and a reason to put down roots, cutting her hair day by day, losing herself drumming in a punk rock band by night. She's got it good. But a longtime crush that turns into a hot-edged night with brooding and bearded Alexei Petrov makes it a hell of a lot better. Will they get together or won't they? I've seen this lady quite often. Catherine Anderson, spring forward! And that's what we're doing in a little while. We're springing forward. Or we did already a couple weeks ago, now that I think about it. When a favorite customer on his delivery route needs a favor, Tanner Richard agrees to help without a second thought. The last thing he expects is to face off with the man's Spitfire granddaughter. Crystal Malloy is near her breaking point. Her beloved grandfather consistently skirts the rules at the retirement center where he's recovering from surgery. She's caring for his escape artist dog, even if it means abandoning her salon customers, and she has no time for romantic attraction. But then she meets Tanner. See what happens. You going to sleep? Are you going to sleepies? Are you going to sleep? Yes, you going to sleep. Okay. Picture, Grizzy. Picture, Grizzy. Picture. His sinful touch, Candace Camp. When a mysterious gentleman arrives on his doorstep, Alexander Moreland is astonished to discover that the stranger is not a gentleman at all, but a beautiful young woman disguised as a man and in great need of assistance. The woman remembers nothing except her own name, Sabrina, and has only the contents of her pockets as clues to her identity: a handkerchief, a pocket watch, a leather pouch, a torn scrap of paper, and a gold ring. Sabrina is certain that she is on the run from someone or something. How else to explain the bruises on her face and the persuasive sense of dread she feels? She's also certain that she trusts Alex to help her, and she can't deny the attraction. Aww. Another lady that we're reading, we did a couple of these. This is a different series But we did Mike. Mackenzie, she owns the bike shop, and she solves mysteries. And her brother is the former alcoholic, and he's adopting the little, well, no, it is his little girl. And her parents in the book club, they solve murder mysteries. This is her other series. This is the Country Store Mystery Series. This is Biscuits and Slashed Browns. As Robbie arranges a breakfast-themed cook-off at Pans and Pancakes, visitors pour into Brown County for the annual Maple Extravaganza. Unfortunately, that includes Professor Conley, a know-it-all academic from Boston, who makes enemies everywhere he goes. And this time, bad manners prove deadly. Soon after clashing with several scientists at a maple tree panel, the professor is found dead outside a sugar shack, stabbed to death by a local restaurateur's wife. When an innocent woman gets dragged into the investigation and the biologist mystery disappears, Robbie drops her winning maple biscuits to search for answers. Will she find them? Another lady. I probably have this one. I have the first couple. I know that. I know I have a couple. ELLIE Alexander. Another one bites the crust. It's the role of a lifetime for Jules. The Shakespeare Festival has turned to Ashland, Oregon for the season, and Todd has been cast as the supplier of Elizabethan treats for the main event. But on opening night, a brawl between Jules' friend Lance and the artistic director and a strapping young thespian named Anthony also brings down the house, and the next morning, Anthony is found dead. Jules knows that Lance loves his drama and his desserts, but she also knows he didn't murder anyone. Can she prove it? Tessa Bailey, Indecent Exposure. And the guy's fully dressed. What the hell is indecent exposure if you've got a guy fully dressed on the cover? Hey, if you haven't seen it, quite a few weeks ago, we did Naked Guy on the cover. I'm trying to think of a better title for that. I can't think of a better title for that. Jack Garrett is a police officer yet, but there's already an emergency. His new instructor, the one who dropped every jaw in the academy gym, is the same sexy Irish manager Jack locked lips with last night. The Olympic gold medalist and expert markswoman is now officially off limits, but Jack's never cared much for rules. Yeah. Katie McCoy has been cooped up in a shooting range for too long. A love affair is just what she needs to let loose, though she's never imagined it would be a smoking hot trainee. Are they not supposed to fraternize? Is that against regulations? Hey, Jack O'Neill and Amanda Carter. Samantha Carter. Sorry. Amanda says. Ellie Kemper. My Squirrel Days. There comes a time in every sitcom actress' life when she's faced with the prospect of writing a book. When Ellie Kemper's number was up, she was ready. Contagiously cheerful, predictably wholesome, and most inspiringly, except for one essay about her husband's feet, My Squirrel Days is a freewheeling tour of Ellie's life from growing up in suburban St. Louis with a vivid imagination and a crush on David Letterman, to moving to Los Angeles and accidentally falling on Doris Kearns Goodwin. See what happens. Chris Knopf, Tango Down. A routine visit to one of Sam Aquila's job sites becomes anything but. The homeowner, Victor Boylings, is lying in a pool of blood, the back of his head bashed in, and one of Sam's closest friends in the cabinetry trade is also behind bars. The obvious suspect. But for the cops, this is all standard fare. But as it turns out, nothing is as it seems. Sam and defense attorney Jackie are used to uneasy throughout often reciprocal relationship with law enforcement. But when the chief of police tells Sam to stay away, this time he really means it. Sam and Jackie words like are highly motivational until a new forces enter the fray. It's going to be a tough one. I've got this book somewhere. Jennifer Ashley, Death Below Stairs. This was iffy for me. I'm not sure if I'll read these again, but I did read these. There is a video out there on these. Highly sought-after young cook Kat Holloway takes a position in a Mayfair mansion and soon finds herself immersed in the odd household of Lord Rankin. Kat is unbothered by the family's eccentricities as long as they stay out of her kitchen, but trouble finds its way below stairs when her young Irish assistant is murdered. Intent on discovering who killed the helpless kitchen maid, Kat turns to the ever-capable Daniel McAdam, who is currently much more than a charming devil he pretends to be. Along with the assistance of Lord Rankin's unconventional sister-in-law and a mathematical genius, Kat and Daniel learn that the household murder was the barest tip of a plot rife with danger and treason. I just remember it was iffy for me. That's what I remember. Kendra Elliott, A Merciful Secret. Raised off the grid by survivalist, Mercy believed in no greater safeguard than the backwoods of Oregon. Unforgiven by her father for abandoning the fold for the FBI, Mercy still holds to her past convictions. They're in her blood. They're her secrets, as guarded as private survival retreat hidden away in the foothills. In a cabin near her hideaway, Mercy encounters a young girl whose grandmother is dying from multiple knife wounds. Hundreds of miles away, a body is discovered slashed to death in a similar way. The victims, a city judge, and an old woman living in the woods, couldn't be more different. With the help of Police Chief Truman Daly, Mercy must find the killer before the body count rises. Hey, have you seen my Arginos lately? She has another series on the other side of town. Or should I say in Scotland? Oh, and Selena. Naked guy on the cover. Surrender to the Highlander. I have so many of these. I must have 20 or 30 of her books. I'm still buying them too. Edith Drummond owes her life to Niels Buchanan and his brothers. Waking after an illness to a castle overrun by rugged Highlanders is disconcerting, but so is learning that she is slowly being poisoned. Neil insists on staying by her side, and Edith soon discovers that even more dangerous is her wild attraction to this warrior. Ooh. Carnegie's Maid. Marie Benedict. Clara is not who they think she is. She's not the experienced Irish maid who was hired to work in one of Pittsburgh's grandest households. She's a poor farmer's daughter with nowhere to go and nothing in her pockets. But the other Claire Kelly has vanished, and pretending to be her might get Clara some money to send back home. If she can keep up the ruse, that is. Serving as lady's maid in the household of Andrew Carnegie requires skills she doesn't have, answering to an icy mistress who rules her sons and her domain with an iron fist. What Clara does have is resolve as strong as steel Pittsburgh, with become famous for, coupled with an uncanny understanding of business, and Andrew begins to rely on her. What happens next? Ooh, purple. I like purple. Colleen Cobble, The View from Rainshadow Bay. After her husband Jack dies in a climbing incident, Shauna has her 5-year-old son and her helicopter charter business to live for. Every day is a struggle to make ends meet, and she lives in constant fear of losing even more than she already has. When her business partner is murdered, his final words convince Shauna that she's in danger too. But where can she run? Zach Bannister was her husband's best friend and is the person she blames for his death. She's barely spoken to Zach since, but right now he seems her only hope. Will he help her? Can he help her? Michelle Segura, cast in Deception. Private Kaylin Naylor thought her home couldn't possibly get more crowded. But when one of her housemates, Ariana, decides to undertake the barrack test of name, his friends refuse to let him face this task alone, and Kaylin's sending home Helen is the only structure capable of shielding the rest of Elantra from the magnitude of their power? Anaron and Medora must also cause the destruction of the high halls once already. Add 9 of their closest friends, and the danger is astronomically higher, especially since these guests are at the heart of the political firestorm. A little romance here. Nope, no, not romance. Out of the darkness, a Harley twin, an HQ. Even after a decade, Sarah Hampton is haunted by the night that nearly ended in a bloody massacre and destroyed her high school romance with handsome Tyler Grant. Now the horror has returned. It's a reckoning from the events of the terrifying night and a love they never let go. Only his time, Tyler must protect Sarah from the killer. And maybe fall in love too? Ah. Ooh, Selena, naked guy on the cover. Laura Lee Gurkey, The Trouble with True Love. For Clara Devereaux, standing in for the real lady true love means dispensing advice on problems she herself has never managed to overcome. There's nothing for it but to treat the tea room and hope inspiration strikes between scones. It doesn't. Until Clara overhears a rake waxing eloquent on the art of honorable jilting. The cad may look like Adonis, but he's about to find himself on the wrong side of Lady Trulove. Rex Galbraith is an heir with no plans to produce a spare. He flirts with the minimum number of eligible young ladies to humor his matchmaking aunt, but Clara is the first ever to catch his eye. And we will be doing this series. I'm gonna start doing it in a month or so. I'm gonna give up and just do pictures for the first couple. They're really hard to get to, but this is way down the line. Stuart Woods, Unbound. In the wake of a personal tragedy, former CIA operative Teddy Fay now has a successful Hollywood film producer known as Billy Barnett. Takes a leave of absence to travel and grieve and lands in Santa Fe in the company of friends Stone Barrington and Ed Eagle. There, fate hands him an unexpected opportunity to extract revenge from his recent loss from a man who helped to cover up the crime. But when his enemies wises up to Teddy's machinations, a discreet game of sabotage escalates to a potentially lethal battle. Can Stone solve the problem? And that's it for Flashback Monday, January 2018. Please tune in to my daily book reviews. Don't forget Eve Dallas reviews on Saturday. I did the entire series, reviewed it a couple years ago. Those are in the link. In Depth, D. Louise book series. And now I'm doing character spoilerizations. I'm just talking about the characters this time around. Unboxing on Sundays, Flashback Mondays. Don't forget Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Fridays and or Star Trek Voyager recaps on Fridays. I will eventually at some point go back and do the really bad garbalizations of Star Trek Next Generation. And have a good one.